This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, everybody? Sorry I would have came on earlier, but I had some other business stuff to do. Yeah, so it was kind of interesting. You know how we were trying to create the... well, first let's just start off by saying great news that Charlotte Sena has been found alive. Apparently the person who abducted her, I mean, that's what the rumors are, that the person who abducted her left a note at the parents' house, and somehow they got a fingerprint from that, and it led back to the might be, I don't know. I mean, that's just one of the rumors that's out there. I haven't seen any official news on it. Let me see if I can find a name. I know there's a name. I've got a name here, but I'm just not sure. Somebody with the last name of Ross, they're saying. See. Yeah, I was trying to find the person's address and Ben verified, but I couldn't find it. Yeah, we already had that. Craig Ross Jr. Yeah. So let's see. Hold on a second. Let me try it again. So that might be what the problem was. Somebody said he was 51 years old. Of course he wasn't, so... Hold on. And I don't need you to type in the address. I'll get it myself. Craig Ross, Saratoga Springs, New York. Okay. Well, all of a sudden now they're all gone. there was a whole bunch of them there a minute ago. Craig Ross. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Put him at 46. Okay, there's one in Geneso and Galloway, which doesn't match where I was looking. All right, well, how's everybody doing? I called up I had a meeting with the charity for the building the scholarship fund, and they were saying you can't be as specific as we were trying to get with the... They have to be parents, or I mean children from parents that died. You know, it has to be something more that didn't fit into the criteria. So I think what it is just students that want to get into, I guess you'd say students that want to get into criminology or forensics of some sort, right? So that's kind of what we're going to go with that. It's not really that complicated, but it's sort of the way they have it set up. There's like, well, who cares? Like, you guys aren't really, you're here to listen to something else. All right, so I'll figure that out. See, like, there isn't one comment replying back to what I'm saying. They keep talking about, you know. So that's what I'm saying. That's how I know nobody's interested in what I'm saying. Yeah. So it was kind of interesting earlier. I was in a meeting, but she was sending me these little updates, and it was like these. I think that they said somewhere around. Well, here's the thing: is I was watching a helicopter earlier flying around, the same one that's been flying around, but now it was around Saratoga Springs, and it turns out the helicopter was flying exactly where the where the arrest was made. Ah, Jesus, Danielle, don't get overly dramatic, Jesus. I think we're all thrilled about the sweep. Yeah, everybody. Okay, let's not try to outdo one another on who cared the most. I always see people doing that. Oh, God. You know, it's incredible, right? Usually in a case like this, there ends up being a murder. This case didn't turn out to be that way, and it's like, it's amazing. I mean, it's... you know, the parents were likely fearing absolute worst, and then she's found alive. But apparently there was like a ransom note, so that was probably good news for them. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Every comment, one after the other, one tries to outdo the other one. It's just similar to when people would create the posts where they put the angel wings and the and then the next one goes, ooh, I can outdo it. I'll put Jesus up there with the angel wings and do all these other things. And yeah. So this is a miracle. I mean, you know, obviously it's not a miracle in reality. It just happens to be this particular abductor wasn't killing, or at least they found her before he was able to kill. But it's not the typical outcome that you get. All right. And by the way, thank you up there too. I missed that one. I think it was Danielle, and then I guess down here, Ashley Hansen. What's up, Gray and Freaks? Another bad guy bites the dust. Well, he's still alive, right? But I guess he got arrested. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for I recorded what the helicopter was doing earlier. And then I thought we could take a listen to the scanner audio. I downloaded all 3 of the hours during that time. See if we can find it. And then, you know, it'll be interesting to figure out what I want to know exactly how this happened. I bet it's very close to what we were saying last night. He was hiding around, came through the woods there, and she recognized him, maybe. You know, perhaps she recognized him, or he tricked her some way. Who knows?
What's up, Gray and Freaks? Heart, sparkling heart, green heart, another bad guy bites the dust. Boom, clinking glasses, ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean wave.
So this is sped up here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's sped up. This is a helicopter right here. A B407. It's been hovering around the area for a couple of days now. And it goes around. So I was watching this beforehand, and then I think something that might have been, I think Zozo sent it to me on this one, where it said like a street, and it turns out it's the exact same spot. Like the street is right here. I mean, see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a street right there that goes up. That's the street that apparently the person was arrested on. And I think it's right in here, not this one, because he keeps going around, or she. I don't know if it's a female or male helicopter pilot. Wouldn't want to offend anybody by saying he. But he flew around right here and right there. I bet it's right on that street right there. Let's see. Yeah, that one there doesn't have the address on it. I don't remember where that was. I'll have to take a look where it said that. But as you can see, it's really focused in on right in this area, right there. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. God. I can't find that one that you sent that has that on there, the address. Or not an address, but a street name. Did you just type that in? Oh yeah, near Barrett Road off Middle Line Road. Okay. So where that helicopter is flying around, if we start it over again. So just pause it right here on this video here, and see that little square building? That'll be like a reference for us here. And there's the square building right there. And then it's just right down. I think it's right here, yeah. So I have right here where the helicopter is flying around, and this happens to be Barrett Road. So where the helicopter was flying is exactly where the arrest was made. Okay, now when they say off Middle Line Road, that's this one. So that's not really relevant here. It's off of Barrett Road, which is off of this one, but there's Barrett Road. And based on where the helicopter was flying around, it's right here. Right in this area. So let me just let me see if I can do it. It's not. Oh, didn't have it on the right one there. Hold on. So right here, it's going to be in that circle. So there you go. And then I've got the scanner audio. Now, if you've watched this show before, what I do is I take the scanner audio and I remove all the silent portions. So we'll be able to listen in, like, you know, it'll just be one after another. It's not going to be like, yeah, so it won't be that. You'll just hear like that. It'll be really quickly where it's garbled. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be good times, good times. All right. Let me gotta put this together so you guys can watch how the sauce is made, man. How the sauce is made. It's incredible. All right, here we go. Move over. Let me get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. We've just now shown where the location was. We'll now turn back on a little bit of ambient music, which is a little bit like my Linus blanket. It's sort of nice to have something going in the background there. Yes, hit that like button. And hey, by the way, don't forget this is day number 2 of the month. If you would like to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, just like Ali79 just did right there, I would absolutely appreciate it. It allows me to keep doing these, but we also donate a huge portion of the income each month to, and when I say huge, I mean, a massive percentage of the income. I think over 50% of the net revenue after taxes are paid. And so that's allowed us to, over the last 3.5 years, donate $168,000 to various true crime related charities, including a DNA fund, and our newly beginning to create a scholarship fund in honor of the fallen freaks. So, another thing Zozo mentioned was, hey, Gray, do you think you can just use Jen H's name? And I was like, I don't even know. I've been trying to get a hold of the parents, and I haven't been able to get a hold of them lately. And it looks like her phone has sort of been turned off. So we are going to, I think I might have to change it back to something more sort of overarching again. There might be a time during another season or something we can switch it, but I haven't heard back from them. And when I was talking on the phone with the organization, they said the only way you can use somebody's name is with permission from the parents. And I haven't been able to get a hold of them. And if, just to be truthful, it wouldn't shock me if somehow the trolls out there got a hold of them and made it seem like we're really bad people over here, and something like that. That's the kind of stuff that they do. They actually called two of the charities that I've given over $20,000 to and said, Gray, he forces people to send him super chats. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know if you could do Gen H. That'd be, it's kind of generic, but yeah, maybe. That isn't her real name. It's amazing, isn't it, Ashley? To have people literally plan and plot to call up the charities that you donate to because they don't like you. That's how sick people are on the internet. But I'm still here doing the shows anyways, all right? Still doing them. Hey, thank you, Eugenie. It really is. They're some of the sickest scum of the earth people that there ever was. But they think they're so sleuthy and correct, and they're just absolute morons, okay? All right, so how do we get this? I think I downloaded them. Here they go, Saratoga, and that one is 16, 17. Okay, so this is the right order. So we put this in here. Here is absolutely nothing in that one. Yeah, so is there no audio in these? I don't want to do it if they're all blank. Hold on, let me check. Wow. 30 minutes of nothing. I didn't get to listen to them yet, but that's what there is. Hold on. So people were listening, but there was nothing. They completely cut it out. How do you like that? Wow. Let's go check again. www.broadcastify and go to top feeds. There was one from New York here earlier, so let's go to browse feeds, New York. And then, let's see, this is going to be Saratoga. And then right here you have, there's 267 people listening to this one, but I haven't heard anything. Hold on. Yeah, there's like no audio in these. So people are sitting there listening to nothing. That's hilarious. 267 people listening to absolute nothing. Because that's actually playing now. Let me see if it's maybe there's another feed. In Saratoga County Fire and EMS. I guess that could add something. That's not what, that has nothing to do with what I said, Cindy. Absolutely nothing to do with it. What I was telling you is that there's no audio at all. Let's see. Don't waste your energy on the... Oh yeah, well I don't waste my energy. I just like to let you guys know the scum of the earth people that are out there. So it's not wasting my energy. I'm still gonna just keep doing what I do. Yeah. I think it's important to let people know the depravity of some of the people out there. Just disgusting, disgusting people who, my God, you should, I mean, you should have seen them. Like the day that Jennifer died, they were so like ludicrous to everybody in here that had anything to say. It was just an absolute disgusting display of inhumanity is what it was. So even people in the same group were like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Can you give him a day a break?" God. Yeah, I know exactly how far she was. It's actually pretty, everything's close here. So her parents lived, I think, right here, because another thing that was out there was she was found 13 miles from the home. Even though the father has an address here, this house is 11 as the crow flies, but likely 13 driving to where somewhere right in this area is where she was found. The campground, though, is just right here, so if you were just going to measure it generally, you'd probably do something like that. Go to here, and that's not the right one, so that's not going to work. Right here, come down and maybe go over like that. Ding, ding. So the distance here is going to be something like 18 miles away. That's how far away it was. Yeah, it's an awesome one. Now I'm really interested to figure out, hear exactly how it went down, because that's the only thing that we were able to look into at the time. Yeah, I saw that one. Are you sure that's the right one, though, Lisa? Because I found that one. That's not in Saratoga. Why was the arrest in Saratoga? Oh, that is Barrett Road. Well, you're saying Balson. maybe I just didn't look at that right. I thought it was in Saratoga Springs. Maybe that was kind of dumb. All right, well, there you go. So everybody, look where I have the circle. If this address is correct, could you be more in the center of that circle that I just had? I mean, can I get a boom on that one, you guys? Here's the helicopter circle I had, and the address is right there, right in the middle. So that's what you do on this channel, everybody. You just nail it down. Who cares what that guy's going to talk about? Get rid of that comment up there. That guy's a joke. Jesus, get him out of here. Let's see. That's pretty crazy, right? So the helicopter's buzzing around. Basically, look where my helicopter pin is in his backyard on a trailer. That's pretty crazy. You got to admit. I got to admit. And it's funny because I went down to Street View and I looked at that particular property. I was right here and I was looking at it. That's exactly the one. That's exactly what I was looking at. There was this little sort of undercovered area of fence and I was like, that's kind of an odd piece of property there. So how weird is that, man? That's so crazy that I was looking at the exact property earlier because where I put the pin. And there it is. Man, you don't even need names here. You just... No, was she found in the trailer? So it was even... Are you kidding me? Like, wouldn't that be nuts if this pin is 4 feet from the trailer she was found in? And people say mapping isn't important. Yeah. That's definitely super chat worthy, wouldn't you think? Who says what? So now I'm wondering if, my theory up here is that she was abducted right in this area, and the abductor likely parked on this road, went through the woods here, and when she went around on one of the passes, abducted her, put her in the vehicle, and now that we know where she was found, the vehicle was likely on the side of the road where, so watch this, you go down to the road here, and this is on the side of the road, so you would have just parked right there and walked through the woods. And this is just my theory here. And right there is the path. You can see it inside there, right there. Hey, thanks K-Me and Charlotte Denny. Yeah, thanks for getting that address. Hold on, let me see if this is the one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Ben Verified has the right person in here. They don't have it, so. But if he's a registered sex offender, then you can find his address online. Thank you, Love the Sun 100.
Great job, great.
Oh, what do you mean they assisted with technology to Saratoga police? What technology? It was fingerprints. I know, that's a little creepy, isn't it? That's just. But it was really just mapped because the helicopters are buzzing around, and I already had the pin there. Like literally, when Zozo earlier said, "Hey, here's where the street name," I already had the pin sitting right here. Like because that's where a helicopter was circling, and precisely in the open, like the eye of a hurricane, that's where you look. You think who are brothers? Who are you talking about? What you knew, Gray. Don't know what that means. What you knew, Gray. Hey, just coming in. Can you tell me details, or should I run? Oh. Well, the details are...
I'll be back if you want me to.
Some of it's rumor stuff. So I don't really know 100%, but it sounds like after she was abducted, the abductor left a note on the parents' door, and apparently, if it's true, there was a fingerprint got taken from that, and it led to him, the abductor named Craig Ross Jr., apparently. Again, I have a screenshot of it. Then, so it was a couple nights ago at 6:15, she was biking on Loop A, which is right here. So you guys can see that, right? Hey, thank you very much, JT, definitely super chat worthy, and Travelin' Teresa. Hey, freak fam. For once, good news, and the map pin on the trailer. That is pretty weird, right? Like, if that trailer is I mean, it's, obviously it's not like, it's a little bit lucky, but if it literally, that pin is on 4 feet from the trailer she was in, that's like one of those crazy moments. Yeah, so the other day, her family went camping at, let's see, I think it was, Moreau Lake State Park. And here's Moreau Lake, right here, just short of this cove, just as you enter the park, as a matter of fact, right here. Here's where, like, the park office is. You come in, and once you enter here, there's no way out of the park except coming back out the same way you came in. Okay, so you would come in, and the very first sort of camping area inside is right here. So let's just take a look at what it looks like. You come in, you drive in, and here is Loop A. So you can take a right or you can take a left. And it's one way, so looks like you probably would have to come in this direction, like that. Right, and then you drive around, and apparently they were staying in number 18. So after you drive around like this, you come around to site 18, which is right here. Hold on, I'm moving it around. I can put this on the street view there. Site 18, and there's a photograph of her standing near this brick fireplace right here, wearing her tie-dye shirt and everything. And so at some point, I think after they ate or something, they were riding bikes around with, she was riding bikes around with cousins, and they were just looping around. Wait, hold on. Ooh, look at. What around about me and the crew about something we did us also do. You might not have heard all, maybe you have not. First turn on, it was like, used to get angry and all up at you, say what you want to spell my name right. All of them because he was rocking the house. That's what the room was all about. Thank you. That's right.
Definitely super chat worthy.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Hey freak fam. For once good news. And the map pin on the trailer rocked great.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know what that. What is this? It must be a shower or something right here. Yeah, that's what that is. Hold on, let me. Yeah, so it's like a bathroom shower area. Kind of a cool park, really. I mean, really well organized and everything. So here's where they were, and so they went around on bikes. They did like some loops together as kids would do, and then at the end she goes, "I'm gonna do one more, yay!" And just went around, and she got abducted in a 15-minute period on that last loop she did by herself. Now, the only thing that makes sense to me, although, obviously other things are possible, but the thing that makes the most sense is that the abductor was on this road here, because that one, you can get the hell out of there. Old Saratoga Road leads right to Highway 9, and now I actually think that's how he did this. Yesterday I wasn't sure if he was on this side, because over here you can get to Highway 87, you're out of there. But this road right here, Saratoga Road, you don't need to, there's no checking in or anything. So right here, you park your car on this side, right here, and walk through the woods there. And on one of the laps, he probably, this is just my theory, everybody, could be completely wrong. But there you go. Take a look at it like this. That's how close that road is. So when you look at it like this, and I think it's even possible he was hanging out at this particular parking or camping area here, just outside of my circle. So now you have to go up one more because it skips it quite a bit. So it's right there. Now look how isolated this one parking spot is. When you look back, there aren't more camping grounds here. There's none over here. There is one there, but it's through the woods. And then there's one around the corner right there. This one right here is completely isolated. So you could see somebody pulling a ruse of some sort, check my puppy out, whatever, some bull crap. And then abducting her and putting her into a vehicle that's right there, parked on this side of the road here, right? So if you zoom back out, it was parked, let's just say it was parked right there. and you abduct her from that campground. So actually, I'm going to say right here, it's just on the edge of my pin here. I'm going to make that, I'm going to just say that that's where, I'm going to take a guess that that's where the abduction happened, and that's where her bike was found. I'm going to guess, in the woods right over here. And the car was parked right there, and he put her in that vehicle, and then he drove just like this, watch. Got on Saratoga Road. So right after that, right after Old Saratoga Road, gets on S Road there, I guess, and then boom, on the Highway 9, and then you are just out of here, come down to Highway 9, then maybe Highway 29 over here, then cut down on this one, and then you're boom, you're right there. It's just like a simple 18-mile trip right there. But it sounds like maybe he went up here first. So I don't know if, I would think he would have secured her somewhere, then went and left the note at the parents' house, if that's really what happened. But what do you think of that theory right there? Just based on the geographical information, knowing about how the park is situated. There's no in or out once you get through here with the vehicle. It seems like it'd be crazy to abduct with your own vehicle, in the park, and having to check in or as you're leaving and wave or something like that. All right, so that's my theory, and you might be able to come up with your own theories, and it might be something totally crazy, like he was, with family members, and they all thought he was part of something, and like he would never do this, and he left with everybody else or something, but she was the whole time in the vehicle. I mean, that'd be crazy. I think the most logical one was that on one of her passes, that's why the bike is found, is because the bike, she was on the bike and was abducted straight off of the bike. Maybe she wheeled it over to him, and then he tossed it into the woods. Don't know. I'd love to know where the bike was found, though. Oh, so he was okay, we already got that, Matthew, yeah. So he was subletting a trailer. Oh, God. So he was literally in the trailer that I put the pin on? So look at this one. I don't know if you were here, Matthew, but check it out. When the helicopter was flying around, I put a circle around... well, let's see. The pin was put there. The circle we just did later today on the show. But the pin that I put in here is right there, and then the trailer is right there. This was before we even knew what property it was, so that's some crazy shit. If he was, that's probably the trailer he was in, right? So how long has that been there? I bet you it's there for a long time. Yep, see, 2018. So it's not there in June of 2018, but it's there in May of 2020, April 2022, and July. This is this year, actually, just a couple months ago. Yeah, well, maybe they weren't having helmets on their head or something. Or she had the helmet on her head, and, when you abduct her, you're not going to take the time to take the helmet off. Kind of surprised there was no scanner audio there, though. Well, we don't know if she was unharmed. She was found alive. I saw him hit his cigarette. Huh? What are you talking about, H1 Gen? My God. It looks like that trailer isn't the most recent image. Why? Do you have a different image? Do you have a different image somewhere, Chaz? It's found that near 10 or 12, you're saying? All right, let's see. That's 12. And what's this next one? That's 9 right there. So 9's inside my circle. 10 is probably... Oh hell, I mean, I think they're all in there. So there's 10. Okay, so I have I think it's a little bit further down there is where she was taken in, but I mean this is the same criteria that I had. It's really close to the road, and that's why I mean originally I put abductor right here, but just looking at this, that campground is so hidden. This one campground, you can't see it from a few different ones. So anyways, this is where I think she was abducted from, inside of that circle. Yeah, I mean, being in good health doesn't mean she wasn't assaulted, you know. I mean, she's... But it could just be that the person was purely a ransom motive. Unless he's a sex offender, then it's hard to picture that. He might... Or it could just be ransom, but he's particularly good at luring kids because of what he has been. Yeah, Elizabeth Smart, Linda. Yeah, well, send me his Facebook page. I mean, how would you know when you say he looks like he has? Yeah, we got the address earlier. I think it was K-Me gave it to me. Is he a sex offender of any kind? Send me a link, Avalon. See, this is what I don't like, is when people tell me to look at an article and it's like, do you know how much time it would take to go type it in and look for it and find the one that you're talking about? Instead, you could just send me an email, which makes it really simple. I get the email and I just open up the article. And I think it's... Thanks, Cindy Lynn. Yeah, so my bots are working today. This doesn't have to ruin her life. She can be... Yeah. I mean, it's really up to the individual if they want it to ruin their life or not. I mean, not that you want it to, but it's up to you to just, I don't really know what the word is, but to overcome it. You ever notice that? There's people that just go, hey, I'm not going to let it define me, and they go forward. And then there's people who, you know, it's not their fault, but it's like, I don't know, it's like a mindset, I think, for some people. He's a convicted chomo. Okay. What news report, Dankenstein? We know, Danielle. We've known about 1,000 times already.
This doesn't have to ruin her life. She can be a survivor and not a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Praying for Charolette, folded hands, Milky Way.
Yeah, Craig Ross Jr. All right, let's see. What do these ones say? Yeah, can't read that one. Needs a subscription. See, Times Union, you have to get a subscription to read it. So I don't know why. How do I read the ones that you're sending me when I can't, right? That's what I heard. We said that earlier, Christina. I don't know if that's true or not. All right, you sent the link. All right, there you go. And that's Times Union again. I can't read them. May I ask how you guys are reading Times Union when they want you to give a subscription each time? And I'll tell you, one of the worst things in the world is when a newspaper has missing person articles and they're behind a paywall. Like, that's like, what are you doing? Okay. It's different. I mean, when I'm doing a show, it's anybody can watch it. If people want to send super chats, they can. If they don't, they don't. You know, it's just what it is. But like, you have a missing person and you put it behind a paywall. Yeah. All right. So I guess there's another news release here that Amber sent. I was actually going to check that website out, the one that they're on. So how are you guys able to read that website when it's behind a paywall? I guess I could try it on a different one. Let's see. On October 2nd, 2023, through the course of the investigation, state police identified... Hey, thank you, Bama Budgets 2. I'm going back to the beginning to watch from the start. Just wanted to pop in to tell you yours is the only info I enjoy watching. Well, thank you. On October 2nd, 2023, through the course of the investigation, state police identified an individual as being in the area of the Moreau Lake State Park around the time, I bet you it's on camera, Charlotte went missing. Further investigation led to the search of multiple residences where the individual is known to reside. Upon the search of those residences at approximately 6:32 p.m., on October 2nd, state police located Charlotte Sena safe and in good health. The suspect was taken into custody. This investigation is a culmination of multiple agencies working together, yada, yada, yada. We cannot emphasize enough how appreciative we are for the support we receive. This is still an active investigation. More details will be shared as they become available. In addition, a press briefing will be planned for tomorrow, October 3rd, 2023. The location and time will be published to the newsroom as soon as it becomes available. Who is, Danielle? What are you talking about?
Chewbacca?
Just drives me nuts.
I am going back to the beginning to watch from the start, but wanted to pop in to tell you yours is the only into I enjoy watching.
Where? Where's the governor talking? It's 10. Okay, so it's 7:21 minutes. All right. Can anybody give me a link to that one? Let's see. 760 Troy, Schenectady Road. That's where it's at. Should be on Facebook or something like that. So help me get that for sure. So the article that you're sending me up above that I can't read, what's in it? How about this one? The suspect arrested in the Charlotte Sena kidnapping case has reportedly been identified as 46-year-old Craig Ross Jr. Times Union and WNYT.com reported, citing law enforcement sources. The suspect arrested in the Charlotte Sena kidnapping case has reportedly been identified as 46-year-old Craig Ross Jr. Times Union. Citing law, they're repeating it again. Allegedly, he left a note at the girl's parents' house demanding ransom in connection with her disappearance. A home belonging to the suspect's relative, located about 13 miles south of where Charlotte Sena lived. Let's see. A home belonging to the suspect's relative, located, about 13 miles south of where Charlotte Sena lived, was raided by authorities on Monday evening, and the girl was found in some type of trailer on the property. Yeah, so that's really wild, you guys, because I think that's... so the address that I have for the parents was right here. Not there, right here. And so when you do as a crow flies, it's 11 point something miles, and driving would probably be 13 with the turns that you got to make. So I'm pretty sure that that's the house where the note was left, up here, right there, that one. So perhaps this house right here had a note on it. It's that weird one with about, you know, this is just an address associated with both the mom and dad, and it's up in that town. It's not too far away though. And then apparently he was in this property, 2133 Barrett Road, in a trailer. And I think that's probably the trailer right there from April of last year, and then it's still sitting there. If there's any footage today from somebody on the street or something like that, let me know. I mean, from the ground, it looks like... it's so weird, though. I was looking at it, that exact property only earlier. And so maybe if you go right over here... Oh, man, it's going to be a little too far, I bet. Oh, maybe right there. Ah, shoot. I was thinking that trailer is probably just around that corner back there. Well, you should be able to kind of see it from the... Well, when was the street view, though? Hold on. Oh, no, this is 2014. Forget it. It wasn't put there till 2018, so you'd actually be able to see the trailer right there. Thank you, Jess Ellie. I'm getting a lot of emails here. Yeah, it's brutal that I can't read. Let me try to do something here. I'm gonna reload it. Oh wait, no, hold on. Let me try one more time. There we go. Will that work, everybody? Will that work? I did a Control-A, Control-C because it opens up just for a second. Did I capture it in time? Will I be able to read one of the Time Union's articles? We shall see.
I can send screenshots from the Times Union. Let me know where. I live here between the two state parks. It's all pretty close, especially with Route 9 and I-87.
Alright, multiple law enforcement sources said the suspect, 46-year-old Craig Ross Jr., allegedly left a note at Charlotte's parents' house, possibly demanding some type of ransom in connection with their disappearance. Those sources also said that police had raided a house in Milton on Monday evening. That residence is on Barrett Road, off Middle Line Road, about 13 miles south of where Charlotte Sena lived with her family in Porter Corners. So let me just see if I got that right. Porter's Corner. Hey, it's Cali Gal 3. Now let's see if this makes sense to where... Well, I mean, do you think that might count Porter's Corner and they're right there? Sort of in between. Near Corinth. Let's see where that is. Okay, Corinth is further. Oh, no, wait, where is it? What? Okay, Corinth, New York. Oh, well, there you go. So that is the house. For some reason they said Porter's Corner near Corinth. Well, there you go. So Corinth is there. That gives me way more confidence that this is the right house. And probably does to you guys too. All right. So back to that. Thank you, Cali Gal 3. The state police issued... Wait, hold on. It says, lived with her family in Porter Corners near Corinth. Relatives of the suspect apparently live at the Barrett Road residence, and the girl may have been found in some type of trailer on the property, according to a law enforcement source. The state police issued a statement Monday evening saying Charlotte Sena had been found safe and is in good health, and that more information will be released on Tuesday. A source said the girl was taken via ambulance to Albany Medical Center. A subsequent statement from agency said it had identified an individual as being in the area of Moreau Lake State Park around the time Charlotte went missing. Further investigation led to the search of two multiple residences where the individual is known to reside. A few hours before that notice was issued, a large contingent of state police had gathered in a parking lot at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center off Route 50. So that's not too far away. I was looking at that earlier. As a matter of fact, you can see it that I searched for it. It's just to the east of... I think that's where they staged all the law enforcement, and they drove down here and raided this house right here. There you go. It's all coming together. Yeah, maybe Jessica. I mean, she's young enough where, she might not need serious therapy. It kind of just depends on what happened and everything. I mean... And just, people are different, right? You ever notice that? That there's some people that bad things like that happen, and while they probably always have some sort of emotional scar, they are able to move forward. And then there's some people that for the rest of their lives are sort of in a weird, like a weird state of mind where it's hard to get out of. And I totally get that. Awesome Tampster. Thank you. So glad she was found alive. How terrifying. Yeah, think about how creepy that is. I know. Well, I need to have the link to the press conference, Honey Hush. Do you have it?
also
Well, there's another one tonight
Live,
in
South
just a few
Carolina.
minutes. Yeah, some people do. I'm hoping it was... Yeah, here's the best scenario. That she was merely abducted for a ransom and he treated her well. Okay, even though she was scared, he didn't do anything like physically harm her in any way, shape, or form. That would be the best news. And then she could probably get over that one. Yeah, it's in 13 minutes, but I need to have a link, you guys. So if you send me an email, say, here, this is a link to the press conference. Because it didn't say where it would be playing or anything. And if we miss it, we can just find it and rewind it or something. I don't know, man. Watch it here. We'll find it. Don't worry. I don't know. If you find it, Sean, send it to me. I got to run the show. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. Charlotte Sena, a 9-year-old girl, was disappeared while riding her bike, was found in good health in a home in the Saratoga County town of Milton. In an interview with Spectrum News 1 Monday night, Governor Kathy Hochul said she was in awe of the response by emergency search and rescue teams. I admire their dedication. They were not going to stop until they found her and reunited her with the parent. The Amber Alert was lifted. Now, tonight is a joyous night throughout Saratoga County as we celebrate Charlotte's safe return to her family. Okay, it says Site 10 is where... Okay, hold on a second. So that is right into my theory there. Like my last night's theory. It doesn't have the... Hold on. Where am I looking? My brain... Shoot. I'm going to need the link, you guys. Hope somebody's out there, one of the moderators, looking for it. Right, you keep typing that in, Danielle. Over and over and over and over again. Can you get me the link, is what I'm asking. Right, so anyways, that was 18. So apparently this one article here says that the... Let's see. Was found safe and good. Number 10. I don't know where it says number 10. Yeah, I don't see it. Somebody in the title said, site number 10, bike found. It doesn't say that in the article that you sent. So it's like... I have an email, the link to the press. Okay, did you send it? Okay, good. All right, thanks. Thank you. Well, apparently somebody said it was found in number 10, which is right here inside the circle that we created yesterday. Whatever you sent me doesn't have the... oh, man. I needed like a Facebook link if you have one. Alright, so I have this as a backup. You can find me a Facebook version of it. I'll turn that down. Okay. Oh, so that's the governor website. Okay, that's fine. I can use that one. And it was a cold winter day. The chipmunks were playing. The crows were hovering above the chipmunks as they frolicked in the snow. And then one of the crows flew down, gently landing on one of the squirrels and eating it. Gosh, Gray, that was so mean. You didn't like that, Lisa? Okay. All right. Hey, if you can't have a laugh every once in a while, come on. Hey, this is the good news today, though, right? Yeah. Yeah, good for you, Captain. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah, a good start would have been where the helicopter was flying earlier. It is silliness, simply me. But doesn't it make you smile or laugh a little bit from time to time? Yeah, I have it. I've got it. I'm playing it in the background. That's where this music is playing. Karen, you're always a Karen. So how about I'll put you on timeout so you don't have to put your shitty mood into everybody else. I'm in a good mood. I think this is awesome that she was found. So be a Karen somewhere else, Karen. Just for about 5 minutes. Let everybody else have a little chuckle. No, I didn't have an edible earlier. But Karen should have had one. I'm in a absolutely positive mood. I hope you guys are too. I mean, this is like stunningly good news. It didn't sound when a 9-year-old's abducted from a park. I think the odds of them living are probably like 5%, if that. So we've covered tons and tons of stories, and they don't tend out. They almost never turn out good. Yeah, I saw. We already read the governor's statement, but this is going to be her speaking here in a minute. I'm not in a good mood. My virtue signaling is saying that I should still be in a horrendous mood because this was... Okay, good for you. All right, well, the rest of us are happy that she was found alive, all right? I mean, you love too much without edibles? Not sure what that means. Oh, laugh. I get it. Without edibles? Man, imagine you with one. Surprised but happy she was found. Yep. Right, you sent an email with the link. Okay. Yeah, so have a lot of people. Was there something different in your link? I don't play those clowns. Are you kidding me? Jesus. He sent me the Florida channel that only covers big cases, even though they're not there. It's like WFLA is a total sellout to the true crime world. It's like, WFLA, you're a Florida channel. Have you thought of covering some of your own state cases? Instead, you plop around on every single huge case and try to take over it. It's unbelievable. I mean, I thought it was cool during Brian Laundrie because, hey, that's where it's from. And then they start covering the Idaho 4 case, the Daybells, and it's, who the hell, give me a break, guys, And just the worst takes you've ever heard in your life. Totally PC bullcrap going on 24/7 over there. And I'm just telling you how I feel. I think it's so weird that you have a local news channel jumping in with, you know, just covering every single big case around the country. And they're just a Florida channel. They're not like Fox News or CNN or anybody like that. Yeah, hey JB, ooh, Jesus. Give me the most mundane take in the world. But they're doing quite well, so you got to give them credit for that. That's just what I don't like about it. Adorable? Oh, give me a break. Jesus. Right, exactly, Steve. Yeah. I mean, if you watch this channel long enough, you'll see that we cover cases that nobody's talked about in 50 years, and you know, of course, on those nights there's only 300 people watching, which, you know, you pay for it, but those cases deserve to be covered too. And you know, it would be amazing if a organization like WFLA actually gave a damn and covered a Tom, Dick, and Harry missing person case and get a whole bunch more eyes on that one than just every time jumping in on the latest and greatest, biggest case that there are. You know, it's like you're not helping at all whatsoever. Who cares, Linda? Jesus. Let's see. Yeah, of course, because it's a normal news channel, but they always pick up on the huge national ones. We're waiting, Zozo. That's what we're doing. There's supposedly a press conference coming up here. And there's still music playing in the background. It's right there. Just waiting for the press conference to load up. And reading, and some people are sending me WFLA links to play the press conference. Are you kidding me? I've got the Governor, New York, Governor News actual, you know, internet page, website, whatever you want to call it, internet page. Wow, that sounds so 1991. What's your internet page? Man. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Marketing for her, who, Danielle? What? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Zozo. Who's Charles? Who are you talking about? We're just waiting for the press conference with the governor, who wants to get early credit all by herself before tomorrow, where the cops come forward and give a press conference. She wants to have all the spotlight, because I'm sure she was out there on the ground, you know, walking around, probably put some boots on and started knocking on doors, passing out flyers and whatnot. What are you talking about, Charles? What other Charles dude? Why do you guys keep talking about Charles, some guy named Charles? Yeah, let's just focus in on the guy that they arrested, and his name is out there, you guys. Would that be cool? Let's just focus in on that one person. It should be coming up here in a minute. Let's not try to out-sleuth, you know, try to sleuth out something else. It's not going to be real. It's just a total... Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the other people that are trying to make it sound like... I wonder if he's got, if he's a sex offender, he's probably got on a sex offender site. You can probably find a picture of him. I mean, there's 1.2 thousand people watching. This is it right here, you guys. I guess I don't know why I haven't had it on the screen the whole time. But this is it, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh wait, wrong song. Sorry, Karen, that probably didn't make you laugh either. Well, whatever about her, just yay. Yeah. That's right, Linda. Can't find him on an offender list yet. Well, I'm sure the governor will want to get us a whole bunch of extra information because she's the one that sleuthed it out. But, let's see, where are we at here? Yeah, so I'm just right now currently waiting. It was supposed to start 7 minutes ago. And I can see it out of my peripheral vision. Sorry, I'm just waiting. I've got to get something filled out over here first at the same time. Well, looks like the screen's still just nothing. If you go to the governor's site, it shows it's 10. Oh, now it's 10 in the morning tomorrow? No, that's when there was another press conference. There was supposed to be one tonight at 7:30. My time, but 10:30 East Coast time. Oh, Jesus. Okay, they changed it now? So she's a half hour before the rest of them? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a minute. Why would this be live if it's like, why would this be playing anything at this point? If it's well, now there's no music. Stand by for an announcement from Governor Kathy Hochul. So she switched it? How do you know that Charles is the Saratoga stalker, though? So on the news, she said, we're going to do it tomorrow instead. I want to make sure. I don't want to get rid of this page if she's going to come on. because there's a press conference that she'll probably give us details. I don't care about the governor. I care about the information. I know, we heard it was tomorrow. And then, but their governor was speaking tonight. Tomorrow there's a press conference, though. And press release and said that the press conference would be tomorrow morning. Yeah, who cares about WFLA? What I'm trying to tell you is that there was two different things. There was a press conference for tomorrow, and then she was going to come this evening at 7:30, my time, 10:30 East Coast time. So have they combined them now? Is streaming a press conference. I opened it and it's the same music you have got. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mrs. C. So I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I've got it on the screen right here. It's right here, see? See? There's 1.7 thousand people sitting here waiting. I feel like singing some John Denver at this point. Yeah. So I'm going to wait another, I don't know. We'll keep it on the screen for like another 18 minutes or something. Doesn't new New York, huh? Right. So regardless of this not playing right now, if you guys would, if you're out there and you want to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, as we wait here, that would be absolutely awesome. It's solely funded by the generosity of you guys. There is no ad revenue on these live streams. And that's it. Oh, I thought you said it was tomorrow. The hell is this? Man, we would have missed this if I'd listened to you.
Good evening. This is a very good day. It's been a long 2 days, but tonight our prayers have been answered. We're overcome with relief and gratitude for this gift to all of us. And it is the people standing here with me that remind me why I'm so proud to be the governor of this state. Incredible men and women who were relentless in their pursuit of finding this little girl. Yesterday I held Charlotte's parents in my arms. David and Trish, I went to the campsite. I saw the place that she had just been a joyful little girl the day before, riding her bike. As I was on the road she rode her bike on, saw where she left it. And her parents were just so overcome with sadness and grief. And as a parent, I thought my own heart was breaking. And I said to them, I promise you this, we will bring Charlotte home to you. And as each hour went on, hope faded, because we all know the stories. The first 24 hours, there's hope. But when you hit 48 hours, hope starts to wane. But when Charlotte disappeared in Monroe State Park, it was every parent's worst nightmare. But I knew I would be able to have assembled the team of individuals who would not stop. And I want to thank at this moment the individuals gathered here tonight and all the men and women across this state that they represent. And the FBI brought in their specialized trained individuals all the way from Washington to help with this search. I want to thank Deputy Superintendent Richard Allen, Lieutenant Colonel James
Richard Allen?
Lieutenant Colonel
Thought he was in jail.
Richard Mazzone, Major Dennis Shager, for their work. New York State Park Police, Colonel Michael Dodona, the Office of Parks and Historic Preservation, Chief of Staff Randy Simons, Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Jeffrey O'Connor, the Schenectady County Sheriff's Office, represented by the Schenectady Police Department, Police Department of Schenectady, Detective Sergeant Bradley Carlton, The Federal Bureau of Investigation acting agent in charge, Alfred Watson, who I met yesterday on site. New York State Department of Corrections and Community Services, acting commissioner Daniel Marticello. New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Forest Rangers, Basil Sagos. As I mentioned, when you hit that 48-hour moment, you realize it's going to be tough. And you start thinking the worst. But what happened was extraordinary. The case started to break at 4:20 a.m. this morning, when the family's home that was being guarded by state police, when the parents were still starting another day at the campsite where they'd last seen their daughter. 4:20 a.m. The car pulls up to a mailbox. Something is left. State police immediately go to the mailbox and identify what is a ransom note that had been left behind for Charlotte. State police worked diligently trying to find a match for a fingerprint. First one tried and wasn't successful. Second one was to identify any other prints in the New York State database that would be a match. The hit came at 2:30 in the afternoon. There had been a DWI in 1999 in the city of Saratoga. A fingerprint was found.
So he's probably not a predator.
That matched what was found on the ransom note. So, a little more research, work, to identify the location and identifying the fact that there was a home they could visit. They found a double-wide house with a woman, the suspect's mother. The suspect lived in the camper behind. They have what they call a dynamic entry, a tactical maneuver, and within the camper they located the suspect. After some resistance, the suspect was taken into custody, and immediately the little girl was found in a cabinet, cupboard. She was rescued.
Wow,
She
in
knew
a
she was
cabinet.
being rescued. She knew that she was in safe hands. The parents were immediately notified. This occurred at 6:32 this evening. The suspect, 47-year-old male named Craig Nelson Ross Jr., is still being questioned. At this moment, charges have not been brought, but they are fully expected. The daughter was transported to local hospital, as is customary, and that's all the family wishes to reveal at this time. But they are united. She is in good hands. She appeared to be outwardly physically unharmed at the time, but we'll leave the rest of this information about little Charlotte to her family at a time they deem appropriate. Often these stories don't end up like this. Every second is key. There's a lot of pressure. Split decisions are made. Because you know, not just a life is hanging in the balance, but a little innocent child's life is hanging in the balance. So, to the teams behind me, you work quickly. You work with great urgency. You put it together, the puzzle pieces. You're able to track down the location of Charlotte through technology. But ultimately it was the two SWAT teams, one federal, one state, that landed in helicopters in Boston Spa to rescue Charlotte. Still pretty overwhelming, because all of us feared the worst. But I promise Trish and Dave, they be reunited with little Charlotte once again, and she see her two sisters, one 10, one 4 years old. And obviously it's a traumatic event for the family, and certainly
Yeah, we know we said that
Charlotte.
earlier, Teresa.
And we'll continue to keep this family in our prayers as they heal. But she'll be going home. That's the story. Charlotte will be going home. That's all I have to say on the details. Certainly there'll be many more coming out with respect to the suspect and how that case will proceed. But I want to thank the media for their intense interest and the 400 volunteers who would not give up, the 400 individuals from law enforcement, fire departments, city, county, state, and federal. It was an awesome sight to witness up at the state park yesterday. Everyone doing their job. But also, there are a lot of parents out there among the ranks. And everybody thinks, if it was my child, I would want everybody under the sun looking for them. And that's what this team did. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You brought Charlotte home. Any questions?
What were Schenectady agencies involved in this case?
Charlotte's uncle was a member of the police department in Schenectady, I understand, if that's not correct.
Fire department.
Fire department.
Yeah.
Fire department.
Yeah.
Was the suspect known to the family?
It has not been determined that the suspect was known to the family.
Was Charlotte randomly targeted, or did
That is what will be revealed after more extensive questioning. The vehicle registered to the suspect, the address in the database was 2 miles from Charlotte's home, but it is not known at this time whether he knew her or had her under surveillance for any length of time.
Sure. Governor, can you say, you said a letter was delivered. Was it delivered by mail carrier? Was it delivered by a third party? Do you have that information at this point?
It appears that it was by the suspect himself, that he literally drove up to the family's mailbox, assuming they were not home, 4:20 in the morning, opens the mailbox and inserts the ransom note, leaving a critical piece of evidence behind, his own fingerprint.
And I would assume the car details were also taken into consideration at that point.
It happened very quickly. Obviously it's dark, it's 4:20 in the morning, so it's hard to get a description of the vehicle, but there was some sense of the type of vehicle at the time when they left, so as they're piecing together all the evidence, it came together when they did the fingerprint match. It leads you to a name, it can lead you to a vehicle, and that's why we know that he had a home. His mother's home is where he was found. Again, double wide trailer, mother lives there, double wide home. He lives in a camper in the back, or at least he was there, but he also had his name registered to a vehicle, and the address was a home 2 miles from where Charlotte lived.
And this just came out of nowhere. He just showed up at the
Apparently so.
That's not anything?
have you spoken to Charlotte at all, or Charlotte?
Yeah, so they had no leads until then.
I've made a number of inquiries to the family. This is a traumatic time for them as they're going through her health, taking care of her health right now, and I'll be speaking with the parents soon, as soon as I can.
She's terrible. Let someone else be talk. Wow.
Okay.
She acts like she's on
When we made the dynamic entry into the residence, he did give our sword operators, our SWAT people, some resistance in there. He was taken into custody. He did suffer some very minor injuries, but it was relatively minor, nothing big on the scuffle.
Great, thanks, everybody.
I just want to say there's still a lot of searches underway. The home that he was registered to, a lot of information, and so we want to make sure that he's not connected with any other cases. So that's why it's still an ongoing investigation. But at this time, there's no evidence of that.
At the end of the search, what was the extent, like, of the search in terms of the scope area that, investigators, searchers were looking at?
I'll let you answer, Caroline. But
Are you asking about at the
Was
park?
six-
The scope beyond the park, I've heard reports that it was beyond the park as well.
The original scope of the ground search was within the park. the information we received that took us to Ballston Spa was obviously outside the park. We had no ground search operations going on outside the park other than leads we were running down that we were developing throughout the 2 days.
Great, thank you.
Where's the letter say?
We're not gonna disclose that.
From this massive search? What were some of the biggest takeaways from this search? How this wrapped up?
I would say the biggest thing is you look at all these people behind us. It's cooperation of all the agencies. You know, we don't work in silos. We have to work together to accomplish something like this. And
Thanks, Axie. Yeah.
you can never be too careful with your
Can be
kids.
loud.
You know, pay attention to where they're at, what they're doing. You know, things can happen in an instant. You know, Charlotte was no more than probably 2/10 of a mile from where she was camping in a small area, and she was gone for her to ride her bike around that loop would take her about 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
2/10 of a mile.
You
Let's
think
figure that
they're
out,
safe
you
doing
guys.
that at 9 years old, but you just got to be cognizant and be paying attention to things around you, your surroundings, all the time. You know, these things happen in a hurry. And unfortunately, today this ended in the right way.
Will there be
Any
any,
idea on the motive?
will there be any security protocols moving forward?
We'll be doing an after-action report to identify any areas where the state parks can make any improvements. But obviously, this is a very random incident, and basically anyone who comes in and out of that park will have come through a certain entryway. Their name is, they purchase a ticket, you have their name in a database, so you know, that is why that's also helpful to identify who's in the park. So that's also in a sense a security measure, because we always know who's in the park.
Did the suspect enter through the main gates?
We don't have any, we don't know how many gates.
Two helicopters, the arrest affected by the helicopters over the ground.
They go ahead.
The arrest wasn't done by helicopter because of the seriousness of this incident. We brought in sword operators from throughout the state, and to expedite this, because obviously it was very time sensitive, we flew about 10 of our sword operators from downstate to be here to help with this entry. We normally operate about 6 or 8 people on a team. We had probably 20 sword operators make this entry with an FBI regional SWAT team.
Tell them what the sword says.
What SWORD stands for is our Special Operations Response Team. They are like most agencies have a SWAT team. We do that type of thing with our SWORD operators. They're full-time in that capacity, but they also do other things that normal SWAT teams don't do. We respond to high-angle rescue and different things with that team. They're a highly trained, highly capable unit that we use for just this type of thing. This is what they train for. This is what they live for, is to make entries like this and save someone's life.
All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
I have 2 questions. Does this thing affect how
All right. Let's see. So the thing is, the reason it was really loud, and you can hear my typing for all of you whining Karen-like complainers, is because the audio was so low. It was actually negative 24 decibels, and negative 9, 12 to 6 is where you'd like to be. So I had to boost it up 15 decibels so you could hear things like typing. Because like right now, it's not quite as loud. You hear that? All right, you little whining bastards. All right. Hey, thanks, CR. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the thing about the governor, like people are complaining, here's the thing is, I don't know why the governor is there, okay? It's like she didn't have anything to do with anything. That was... So for me, it's just, she's only there for political reasons. But who cares, man? It was solved, so, it just feels sort of weird. I mean, I've never seen a governor jump in a case that quick and then bask in all the glory and is really the only one speaking. Is kind of odd. And I think everybody knows that. So even if you're a Democrat, you got to realize, yeah, it's a little weird. I mean, she's out there trying to, get her votes coming in for the next election. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So it's just the whole thing. It was weird. Okay, but she did exactly what I was saying. Was going to give out information that was interesting, right? I mean, so we got the notes right here. So the notes are that at 4:20 in the morning, a car pulls up to her parents' mailbox. I mean, what an idiot. But thank you for being stupid, right? And so the person abducted and they went, ooh, I'm going to get, you know, like, wouldn't you have put the note out there the first night before anybody was even aware? But instead you wait until, like, people are already involved looking around for a day or so, and then you pull up to the mailbox and you put a letter in there and it has a ransom note in it. And then a fingerprint's found on the note. And then at 2:30 in the afternoon, today I think, so it was 4:20 in the morning this morning when he left a note in the mailbox. And then there was a fingerprint found. After multiple testing, they found a fingerprint. And at 2:30 p.m., a hit came back from a DUI in 1999. Matched fingerprint, double wide house. And then it matched fingerprints, and then it led to the parents' house. Her name is Joan, actually. Parents' house, and and that is the right address that we have. Apparently, it's like a double wide trailer, and then there was a trailer off to the side where this person was living, and it was a dynamic entry, tactical maneuver, and they found the suspect, and then they found a little girl inside a cabinet covered up, and then at 6:32 p.m. the parents were notified. The suspect's name is Craig Nelson Ross Jr. So there you go. How was that for a synopsis there? And we just heard it was 0.2 miles. You know, now we don't know how he was, you know, if he, because I don't even know if this loop is is that far around. So, you know, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure. If I went down to here, that's 0.11, you know, so, I mean, this is 0.14. I don't know how he worded it. It'd be kind of dumb if the killer was over, you know, right at the gate. That doesn't make any sense. So, don't know. I think he said it can't be more than 0.2 of a mile is what he said. So they don't really know. Hey, thanks, Katie Lynn. And don't forget that subscribe button out there for the rest of you. And yeah, we're on day number 2 of the month. No, I'm not. Hey, Atticus, I'm going to type louder just for you. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to put a mic onto the keyboard. All right, let's do it. There we go. We'll just make a sound effect of that so that we can play it whenever the clowns complain about the keyboard. Gosh, Gray, can you turn down your keyboard? I could make out every word they were saying, but it just took away from the ambiance that I wanted to enjoy. Well, go F yourself, okay? I don't care. Freaking babies. God. This is what our country is right now, by the way. That right there, the other people that complain about shit like that, that's where we're at. Yeah, this is a Karen-free, not the name, but a Karen-free zone. We also don't use terms like the other ridiculous YouTubers out there that use terms like unalived and spell out murdered and suicide, you know, as unalived, I guess, and sexual assault as essayed, right? So all of you guys that are here, just realize I'll actually just use what the word is, you know what I mean? But that might mean that, you know, there isn't a shred of ad revenue on here, so, you know, if you like the fact that we actually use real words, consider helping support the channel and becoming a channel member, for God's sakes. Or whatever you can do. If you can't afford it, I don't want you to send in a nickel. Also, if you want to send money directly to charities, it's a better bang for your buck to send it right in. However, if you'd like to support my channel and it allows me to make an income, and then I also donate a huge portion of it to charity, then it's a win-win for everybody. Thank you very much. What kind of ransom was he asking for? I don't know, money, maybe? You know, you ever thought of that? The squirrel and the hungry cow. Crow. Oh, yeah, that was one I just made up, so I don't remember it. Yeah. I'm thankful you were able to boost the volume. Right, the press conference was so low, I had to put 15 gain on a filter on the mic that you guys are listening to. And it's not a mic like you think. It's an mic auxiliary, so it actually feeds back on my soundboard here. It feeds back in the system audio. So I had to put 15 decibel extra on that feed coming back in. And also, let me just throw it out here. If there's anybody new watching tonight, this is a true crime YouTube channel. We talk about things that are disturbing. Okay? If you're somebody that feels like you need to type in stuff like, I haven't been able to sleep in days thinking about this case, you should probably get yourself out of the genre in general and watch other types of videos, perhaps cartoons or something on the lines of fishing or something. I mean, just do something else, okay? But if you're somebody that you understand that true crime is a lot of shitty things happen to people, and you can follow it without losing sleep or going days without sleeping or that kind of thing, then hey man, you'll probably have a decent time here because we talk about it all. Yeah. Actually, I often think though when people say they haven't slept in days, they're actually virtue signaling. They did sleep just fine the night before, but they want everybody to think that, boy, they took it harder than the rest of you. When I was covering it, man, I did a deep dive. It's usually followed by deep dive. They did some deep dive, and boy, their feelings are so much more in tune with reality than yours. And if you didn't cry as much as they did, there's something wrong with you. Hey, thanks, Mary. I think that's what it says, or Mary. That's a different Mary Buchanan up there. Or hit the like button. It's the easiest damn thing to do. Yeah, that's right. It is easy to hit the like button. It's so easy, in fact. Here's how to do it. Hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, hit that like button. Use your nose, use your toes, use whatever object you have on your body to press the damn like button. It's the easiest damn thing in the world. If your nose is broken and your toes are broken, then use your tongue. Just do something to hit the damn like button. Okay, great. Hey, thanks, Georgina Stoliker. Yeah, let me see what this has, actually. I found him on here. Let's see what he's got. There's actually another person with this. That must be his dad, actually. Yeah. Craig Nelson Ross. That's probably his father. And the age makes sense. He's 27 years older. So let's see what it says under the criminal. Is there going to be anything? I didn't have anything. Now what we could do is...
Or hit a thumbs up, like, thumbs up button. It's the easiest
How about this?
thing to do, and it's free.
Craig
Lol.
Nelson Ross Jr. There is a New York. What's in here? Yeah, let me put quotes around the front and end. Okay, that's not going to have any, so let me get rid of the junior. And Troy, New York. What is this? Class number 220, 1968. That's probably his dad right there. 1968. Let's see. Hold on, I'll tell you if it is or not. 49 he was born. 68 is 18 or 19 years old, and that's a graduation, so 100%. That's who that is. And address history shows that he, yeah, it's same general area. Man, that's the only one. There's 3 in Arizona at some point. Why does everybody keep asking about this Charles Ross guy? You don't even, I mean, who the hell is Charles Ross anyways? Like, what did he get proven as doing? Ross is a pretty common last name. It's not like incredibly common, but it's not uncommon. He was the stalker in the air. But how do we know that? I mean, was he arrested for it and charged with it? I know, but was he arrested and charged and everything, or? Okay. I've never heard of him myself. Let's see. What did you call him? The Saratoga stalker? The accused Saratoga Spa State Park stalker appeared in court. And that was only 3 days ago. I mean, it's kind of weird, but alleged Saratoga Springs Instagram stalker arrested Charles Chuck Ross was charged by Saratoga Springs police Tuesday morning with 4th-degree stalking, a misdemeanor. Here, hold on. Let me try something here really quick. I'm going to try something on Ancestry. Craig Ross. He was 46, you said? So like 1976-ish. Ballston Spa, New York. That sounds about right, right? About 1976. Right? That's about when he'd be born. So apparently he might be in this picture right here. Like maybe right here? I don't know. No, it's front row. In the back. Let's see. Yeah, maybe back up in here. One of these guys in the back there. About 1977. This could be the same one. Yeah, he's in these yearbook pictures here. Hold on. Sophomore carried reaching for a punch. Wishes he could take a breakfast break during the morning. Dina and Kim Springer feed the... Oh. Yeah, it doesn't have a picture on that one. I think I might find the picture. Yeah. I'm just looking over here, looking for a picture. Yeah, it's at the find. So what year was he born? Let's make sure I'm on the right one. 1977. Okay. Okay, so it's this one. Yeah, Craig N. Ross, 1977. Yeah, wow, they even have the correct address in here for him. Ballston Spa, New York. And, you know, the same address that's been put out there that we used. That's interesting. So that's on Ancestry.com. And there's another one with the full name, same address. Huh, well, he's probably somewhere out there. He's hard to find a picture of him. Yeah, yeah. Well, he doesn't sound like he's a sex offender, this Ross, Craig Ross. So I don't know what that's probably why she's alive. It was purely for a possible financial, he could be a budding sex offender. We don't know if he was thinking something different, but. I'm just going with, that's him. They gave out his name, and it all adds up completely to the correct location. So if you missed it earlier, it was pretty crazy. We had a moment where, I was watching a helicopter earlier in the day, and it was circling right here. So when the show started, I put a circle right there, but I already had a pin. See where it says helicopter? Because that's where I had found that it was making a circle around. And then when you go down, it turns that he might have been living in this trailer literally, let's see how many feet did I put that pin. 7 feet. Yeah, so I mean, it was like the pin that I put there earlier was 7 feet from possibly the trailer that he was staying in. And maybe that's the double wide there. Don't know. It might be I don't know if that's a trailer. It looks like a garage. America's crazy with letting people off with a slap on the wrist. Yeah, well, basically, most of the cities on the coasts are embarrassments to mankind currently. All right. I mean, law and order. If we want our country to get back to a place of where you feel more safe, and you can't have people looting and stealing from stores and businesses, leaving, and people camping in the streets, and people just stealing, and nobody gives a shit. You got to have law and order back. We need to hire more police officers. We need to pay police officers more money, but give them less in retirement, but give them like way more while they're officers. And you just get better, maybe better quality people in there. And law and order is the key to a civilized society. When you break that down, you get what we're having currently in our country. And you have to have borders. You can't just let millions of people pour in with no housing, nothing. We don't know who they are. That's just a reality. You can go, I don't know, Gray. My grandparents came. They probably came in the right way, right? All right, where they did it legally. Maybe they went through Ellis Island, had to wait and do this and that and the other thing. And it's totally different. We're in a really crappy place right now. And it doesn't matter what party you're in. You should just admit it. Okay, it just is. Yeah, Jesus. They're hungry. You can't blame the hungry for. That's such a dumb comment. You're really like running into a store and grabbing 30 coats and running out the door. That's hungry. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not good. It's a bad thing to bring people in the country that we can't handle them being here. And then that opens the door for them choosing their only option that might be given to them, which is something nefarious. Let's see. Yeah. Right, Mary. What does that even mean? I mean, look at these. You get these cases all the time where judges let somebody out and then they kill somebody a week later. Shouldn't the judge be put in prison for 10 years for reckless endangerment? I mean, what made you think that person was good enough right now to get out of prison early? And I guarantee it. I always say this. The freaks have heard me say this 1,000 times. Wouldn't it be awesome, everybody, if a judge had to have the person he's going to let out live at his house for a month first? How much you want to bet that the same judge that was about to let somebody go would go, I meant to say he needs to stay in there for another 10 years. Because you just know he wasn't going to live at your gated community house, Judge. That's why you let him out, right? Exactly. Yeah, I do. I think it should be reckless endangerment. Because he just went, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's weird when people get offended when you call somebody an illegal alien. That's exactly what they are. There isn't like another term. I'm undocumented worker. Really? Is that what you're gonna? How come? Look at I have stepkids, and we had to get them over here, and it took us like 10 years. And they're still not even citizens. We had to pay thousands of dollars, sending this and sending that over and over and over. And then COVID slowed everything down. And it took forever. But we should have flown him into Mexico and had him just sneak over the border, right? Because then that would have worked. Yeah. See a lot before a lot there. Okay, anyway, so does everybody have any more extra information on this? I have this document that came out in the Delphi Richard Allen case. But we're still short of a normal night in here, you guys, on what I consider to be good reporting. So I got another document on Richard Allen's case. I'm so happy, yeah. Loud typing sound.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
Did you hear what I said?
Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
That's just one step above stupid.
Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
Huh?
This guy may be like the dumbest person on the face of the earth. Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
It's a house!
Alright, you guys ready? But we're definitely going to have to get the numbers up on tonight's show. We're struggling on a night with 1,000 people in here. Shouldn't be difficult whatsoever to reach the goals and to keep moving forward to continue to do it. My goal now is to reach $60,000 to give to various charities this year. That would be awesome. Oh, I'm sure it is, Tim. Yeah. Thanks, CR, for gifting 5 memberships. All right, so let's do a synopsis of this, and then we'll move on here. All right, so 2 days ago, I think it was on the 30th of September, Charlotte was at this park right here on Lupe, camping at site number 18. Hey, thanks, Mama, for coffee and M10. They were on Lupe at site 18 right here. Let's see. Then she was riding around a bike, you know, with other apparently cousins or something like that, or people she called cousins. They were riding bikes around. And then she decided to take one more loop around. And then somewhere on that loop, she was abducted. I think it was right here. And I think the car was parked there, abducted, put on a vehicle. And then apparently, the abductor was... what the hell was his first name? No, Ross is the last name. Nelson. It's not, was it Charles? That's not Charles. What the hell is it? Jeez. Somebody type it in. Yeah, Craig. There you go. So Craig Nelson Ross Jr. And so then from here, he must have driven her down here and went to the home, which is right here. This is his mom's house right there. Up that property. And apparently he was living in here. And this morning, he must have changed his mind or something about what he's doing. It's pretty odd to wait a day and a half to... So then he drove all the way up here to her parents' house and put a... hold on a second.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca
Yeah.
if you want me to.
I was loud. I was in the... Yeah, so there's like... so this is where they live, and apparently at this property, somebody dropped off at 4:30 in the morning a note, like a ransom note, right? And then they took the note and they developed fingerprints off of it at 2:30. They tried once and tried again, and they got a fingerprint at 2:30, and it led to somebody who had a DWI arrest back in like 1999, so I had to give his fingerprints. And it led back to the Craig Nelson Ross Jr., and they checked over at his parents' house, and then in this trailer, likely right here, they stormed in with law enforcement, got inside, and found him, and then inside one of the cabinets with a blanket or something on her was Charlotte herself. And she's apparently in good condition, so hopefully everything turns out. All right, so I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to go say hello to the wife for a second. What's going on? And thank you up there to May and M10 and Mama for coffee. All right, so let's read the document for Richard Allen. So this is the Delphi case here, you guys. So if you're not interested in that one, we'll see you later. All right. But I want to see what it says since we've been going over all these. You guys ready or not, or are you just randomly talking about stuff? I'll wait till you're all ready to go. Okay. Thank you, Critty. Got a kitty. I was thinking Chronister, Critty. Kitty Chronister, Kitty. Wow, say Kitty Chronister 3 times fast. Kitty Chronister, Kitty Chronister, Kitty. It's not as bad as hyoid bone. Try to say it 3 times fast for all you new listeners out there. Hyoid bone. You can't even do it once fast. I can tell you that right now. I did too, Gray. I really did. I was really fast. Oh yeah, you do need. Look at Craig, man. Yeah, you need a new name. We'll call you Gary. Okay. We're gonna call you Gary tonight. If you say that you can say hyoid bone 3 times fast, you're a liar. That's not cool, Gray. I really did. I took linguistic classes and I was really good at it, so I was able... Oh, boy. You know what I'm saying, man. There's always somebody. Uh-oh. Geek Mom threw me to prison. She said I was mean. Oh, boy. We were doing so well tonight, everybody. We were doing so well. And now, Gray is in prison before he was going to do the Richard Allen supplemental motion for Frank hearing that was put out today. Dang it. Will Gray get bailed out of prison? We don't know. Mm-hmm. Anybody know what movie that was from? I do. No, I can't, May. I can't see anything. I'm in prison. Wow, you guys really want to keep me in here tonight. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. We will see you tomorrow. No, it was from Bridge on the River Kwai. Thank you, Amber Maiden. No, they just did it in Breakfast Club, but it's... Yeah, Kathy Shiflett got it right. All right, so Amber Maiden did the give enough for a file and a cake, and Traveling Teresa, yeah, you know, got some enough to give the guard some money to look the other direction. We're still languishing in prison at this point. I don't know. Somebody said I was so mean up there. I am locked up. Oh, and look at Tampster. I got outside the door with bail. I'm waiting. Oh, and then CC gave me enough for the cab ride to the hotel But now it's, how do I get into that hotel room? Well, 457 Rose got me a pack of cigarettes. Well, not even a pack of cigarettes. A couple cigarettes from that I bummed from somebody that was sitting outside the hotel room. That went Chewbacca. I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to. Yeah. Well, that's good. You guys got me bailed out. Whether I sleep on the ground or not is none of your concern. All right. All right, here we go. Comes now the accused Richard M. Allen. By and through counsel Andrew J. Baldwin and Bradley A. Rossi, and having previously filed his motion for Frank's hearing on the 18th day of September 2023, now files this supplemental motion, which includes a more detailed analysis of the legal standards associated with the Frank's process. Thanks, Mary Buchanan. Yeah. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, as my mom would say. How many? Put a 1 if your mom said that to you too. Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Now I'm wondering why the hell my mom would say that. I mean, was she thinking there might be some bed bugs? I mean, she only washed the sheets every other day. See? Look at that, how many people had that.
Bailed out.
Wow, a lot of you. That's pretty good. Sneak out the guard's blind spot. There you go. I did it. All right. On the 18th day of September 2023, Defendant Allen filed his motion for Frank's hearing. In paragraph 8 of said motion, Defendant Allen made general references to the preliminary showing. So who's sending this in? State of Indiana. So I think it's the defense putting this out, right? Let's see. So it says, on the 18th day of September 2023, Defendant Allen filed his motion for Frank's hearing. In paragraph 8 of said motion, Defendant Allen made general references to the preliminary showing required prior to admission of Frank's evidence as suppression hearing. However, Defendant Allen now realizes that he did not articulate in detail the actual burden of proof. See what it sounds like? They were like, oh shit, man. Let's see if we can throw some more at it. We didn't do very good. Didn't articulate in detail the actual burden of proof associated with said preliminary showing. Number 2, to mandate an evidentiary hearing, the challenger's attack must be more than conclusory and must be supported by more than a mere desire to cross-examine. There must be allegations of deliberate falsehood or of reckless disregard for the truth, and those allegations must be accompanied. Hey, thank you. Oh, that took a while to pop up there. Good day, mate. They should point to, okay, so it says, there must be allegations of deliberate falsehood or reckless disregard for the truth, and those allegations must be accompanied by an offer of proof. They should point out specifically the portion of the warrant affidavit that is claimed to be false, and they should be accompanied by a statement of supporting reasons. Affidavits or otherwise reliable statements of witnesses should be furnished or their absence satisfactorily explained. The question becomes, what exactly is the burden of proof associated with the preliminary showing? In People versus Lucent 506, the Illinois Supreme Court addressed the issue of the burden of proof related to the preliminary showing. In pertinent part, the court stated as follows: Franks expressly states that in order to prevail at the hearing, the defendant must prove his claim of perjury by a preponderance of evidence. If the preponderance standard is to apply at the hearing, it follows logically that the threshold requirement must be something less. Listen, I fully expect to be down to about 400 people by the time I'm done reading this. Okay, that means you are the ones that are interested in this case and actually true crime in reality, instead of, ooh, Gray, this doesn't have all the bells and whistles. I need something. You got a conspiracy for me, Gray? I don't. I'm sorry. I'm just reading one of the documents. That's not good enough for me, Gray. It doesn't hold my attention. Okay, well, then you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry. Right. Therefore, Allen's burden could be akin to the well-recognized burden of reasonable suspicion, the lowest of standards employed in the criminal justice system. Well, let me go back here. Thus, the precise standard lies somewhere between mere denial on the one hand and proof by preponderance on the other. But another way, put another way, the preliminary burden must be sufficiently rigorous to preclude automatic hearings in every case, but not so onerous as to be unachievable. Therefore, Allen's burden could be akin to well-recognized burden of reasonable suspicion, the lowest of the standards employed in the criminal justice system. The purpose of the substantial preliminary showing requirement is to discourage abuse of the hearing process and to enable spurious claims to wash out at an early stage. At its very foundation, the preliminary showing requirement is intended to discourage... See how this is written right here, you guys? Does anybody believe that the same person who wrote this wrote the actual Frank's hearing document with all those crazy, sarcastic, ludicrously worded... Yeah, so I'm telling you, I knew right from the beginning that a bunch of dumbass YouTubers wrote sections of that, and they just signed off on it and put it in there. And now, after the backlash that they got from it, they then did the research, the required research on what they should have done. And now they're typing up this whole thing. Sorry, hey. If I was a judge, I'd go, it's too damn late, man. You guys are ridiculous. At its very foundation, the preliminary showing requirement is intended to discourage litigants from utilizing the suppression process as a means of seeking an additional opportunity to cross-examine the state witnesses. Hence, the rule requires that defendant asserts more than basic allegations. Instead, defendant must offer up affidavits and other supporting documents to prove up defendant's claims that state actors acting in conduct that demonstrated intentional or reckless disregard for the truth. I mean, I think this was written by the defense. I mean, it feels like the way it was worded, I think. Yeah, I mean, they even have their names and stuff down here. In People versus Lucent, the defendant was charged with possession of a controlled substance with the intent to deliver. The defendant's arrest was driven by a Chicago police officer's execution and submission of a complaint for a search warrant. The complaint was based on evidence provided by a reliable and unnamed informant that the officer claimed to have worked with on numerous occasions prior to the filing. The informant claimed to have visited defendant's apartment and purchased marijuana while inside. The complaint also in detail articulated the reason why the officer found the unnamed informant to be reliable. Based upon the officer's sworn statement, a warrant was issued and drugs were recovered in the defendant's residence. This recovery led to the defendant's arrest and filing of formal charges. So I guess they're going to determine that the suspicion that led to the search warrant itself was unfounded, and thus the drugs found at the search were deemed inadmissible. Right? How much you want to bet? The defendant responded by claiming that he had an alibi. Attached to his Franks filing, the defendant included several affidavits signed by defendant's family members indicating that he was at another location at the time the unnamed informant claimed to have rendezvoused with him at his home. Despite the fact that all affidavits offered by the defendant were statements from the family members and therefore somewhat self-serving, the court still found that the defendant met the threshold requirement to offer up the Franks evidence at the suppression hearing. This is to say that the very nature of the affidavit and its inherent indicia of accountability and accuracy was enough to uncover the relatively low standard of proof required to make the preliminary showing required by Franks. So there you go. In this case, defendant Allen has done far more than offer up self-serving affidavits. In fact, the bulk of the supporting documentation, with the Odinism, and defendant Allen's offering includes, but is not limited to, affidavits from law enforcement officers working the case, sworn deposition statements from law enforcement officers, numerous police reports, and audio and video of witness statements taken by law enforcement officers during the investigation. The veracity of the supporting material offered up by defendant Allen is far more reliable on its foundation than self-serving affidavits offered up by the defendant in People v. Lucen. Therefore, it stands to reason that defendant Allen would likewise meet the requisite burden of proof for the preliminary showing that his Franks evidence should be admissible at the suppression hearing. The relatively low legal threshold was also demonstrated in the case of People v. Zymantis. In this case, a police officer sought out a search warrant for a defendant's home, and the officer alleged under oath that he had received information from a reliable informant that said informant placed sports wagers, illegal sports gambling, with defendant through a specific phone number registered in defendant's name. The officer further swore that he confirmed with the phone company that the phone was in fact registered in defendant's name. In response, defendant filed a request for a Franks hearing alleging through his own affidavit that the phone number was not registered in his name and attached an Illinois Bell telephone bill showing that the number was not registered to defendant. The court found that the affidavit and single supporting document was enough to meet the preliminary showing, and therefore the defendant was entitled to a hearing. Again, defendant offers up a self-serving affidavit supported by a corroborating business record and met his burden as it relates to a preliminary showing. Defendant Allen's memo and attachments amount to far more. Allen offered up dozens of pages of police reports that various law enforcement officers, all of which focus on individuals other than himself, that could have committed these crimes. So they're talking about all those Odin worshippers. What a joke, this whole thing. And finally, both written and recorded statements of witnesses on or near the trail on the day in question who articulated facts entirely inconsistent with. Right, they did, except later they said, what you left out, you idiot, is that the two witnesses that you claimed offered up this other information both said that the individual they saw was the person in the image on the bridge. They said it, but you left that out of your Frank's hearing document. Assuming that the necessary threshold showing has been made, oh wait, see down here it says, who articulated facts entirely inconsistent with those offered up by Sheriff Liggett in his affidavit. Yeah, so in the affidavit, Sheriff Liggett left out that part where they described something differently because he had something more powerful where both Sue and, and the lady that saw him at 357, Muddy and Bloody, both said that the person they saw is the same person that was on the bridge. So that sort of trumps what their version of, in their mind, that they sort of remembered somebody by. Assuming that the necessary threshold showing has been made so that the hearing must be held, the next question revolves around who has the burden of proof and what exactly is the legal standard at the suppression hearing. Franks holds that the allegation of perjury or reckless disregard, see, I don't think that that's reckless disregard to leave out a description when you have something that trumps that. It's not reckless, it's just, why throw it in there? It makes it confusing for somebody. Established by the defendant by preponderance of the evidence. This standard and the circumstances surrounding the evidentiary showing are referenced in paragraph 6 through 10 of defendant Allen's motion for Frank's hearing. Well, there you go. So I'm not really sure what they think this is doing here. What they're trying to say is, wow, the evidence we have is much greater than some of the precedent-setting cases out there where there were self-serving documents. Ours is all stuff that's right there in the investigative documents. Oh, come on. Wow. Well, that was it. That was that one. What else we got, you guys? What else? What else? It's already been 2 hours and 38 minutes. Yeah. I think there's almost zero chance that... the most interesting one of them is the lady... yeah. The one I always call Sue, right? The one that was at the bridge and saw him, but described him. What's interesting is she said he was wearing blue jeans, light blue jeans, blue jacket, and like a hood, right? But then she said his hair was kind of brown. Couldn't that be the part? Because later she said, yeah, the guy on the bridge is the one I saw. But I think this is what he looked like. But here's the thing. The guy on the bridge is Richard Allen. You see him. The guy that's walking on the bridge right after Sue saw him is Richard Allen. It looks exactly as he described himself. I was on the bridge with light blue jeans, a blue jacket. I had a hoodie and some kind of head covering. My God, everybody. That is absolutely him describing himself. It doesn't look like him at all, May. You want it to look like him, but it doesn't look like him at all. Yeah. No, this account. Yeah. Yeah, Libby has a video, and they took a still frame from it. They put that out 2 days after the murders. And I think this is how it went in reality, everybody. I don't know about all the connections, but just in his own mind, Richard Allen was there on the bridge. He's the one that set down the hill. He's the one that abducted them. 2 days later, when he saw his picture plastered on the news, knowing he had ran into 3 girls, 4 actually, one I think didn't see him, but anyways, there was 4 girls. He saw that, so he thought he'd get ahead of it. So he called the tip line, and then he was put in touch with a conservation officer who met up with him. And he said, yeah, he was out there. He went past the 3 girls, and he was there between 1:30 and 3:30. And then years later, when his name somehow got brought up again, I think it was probably through investigative work with Kagan Klein that his name popped up again. And they're coming up with a story about, we're just doing research. I mean, the odds of them finding his name during the search of the Wabash River are almost 0. So anyways, now when he's questioned, he changes the timeline and says, it was 9 and I left at 1:30. Well, no, because earlier you said you got there at 1:30 and you parked your car. You remember saying that, Richard Allen? Remember that part? Yeah, so you got there, you parked your car at the old building. It turns out that's the abandoned CPS building there. And he gets out, he gets on the trail, passes the 3 people. But he changed his story up on the timing because he knew that was important now. At the time, he was being honest because there's a picture of him. And they thought once he went forward, they would have said, was that you on the bridge? Oh, shit, yeah, we have some questions for you. They didn't do that, though, at the time. No, but it is Richard Allen, May. It doesn't look like that other guy whatsoever. You just want him to because you believe in those kind of conspiracy shit. This whole Odin stuff with Brad Holder is garbage. It's been around since the beginning of the case. The low rent, just ridiculous YouTubers talked about it all the time because it sells. People like May and others love that shit, okay? It sells. And then years later, when they finally make an arrest, it resurfaces because those are the clowns that got a hold of the defense team and said, hey, your guy probably innocent because we think it's Ron Logan. Or, hey, maybe it's these other guys, right? And the Holder and all these. And they probably said, well, that sounds pretty good. Got any information on it? I've got a whole bunch. Here we go. Boom. And they throw it into that ridiculous Frank's hearing document. Absolute embarrassment. Just the stupidest damn thing I've ever seen. And anybody out there that was looking at that and thinks, wow, that's so intriguing. It means that you got suckered in by some of the worst people out there. Okay? It is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? Then we cut to the next scene. Odinist arrested in the murder. I'm just telling you. All I know is this is what it's been since the beginning. The person on the bridge is not Ron Logan. It's also not Brad Holder. It's Richard Allen. And now that we know it's Richard Allen, because he said it's him, and he confessed to his wife and his mother, and then miraculously he came down and got really ill the next day because he realized how crazy it was. So he then had to become crazy and pretend that the only reason he confessed is because he somehow went mentally insane because 2 Odin guards treated him weird. 2 Odin guards that would have loved to have had the murder pinned on Richard Allen. But instead they treated him like garbage in there. He should have been a hero to those guys. Yeah. You know what, guys? Things just aren't adding up. What's a true story? Stop what? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to, Chuck? This account image. Huh? What kind of name is that? I don't even know what you're saying. Like Avi, and then with quotes, and then what you just said, and I thought you were saying agree to somebody else. I don't even know what that means. Didn't allow so close in the start. Can't remember lots of. Huh? No, they didn't release the audio the same time they released the image. See, 2 days after the murders, they released a still frame of the... I don't know if you said that above, but 2 days after the murders, they released a still frame and said they wanted to talk to this person. That's when Richard Allen came forward. Then, I think it was 9 days after the murder, they had a press conference and released the same still image, but said this person right here said down the hill. That's when that came out. Then 2 years after that, they released a 2-second video of him walking and released Guys and a new sketch. Yeah, I just said that. What did they say? Do you have the response? They responded to that right there today? Where is it? Let me see it. Send me a link. What did you try to say? What do you mean, no, the Odin one? What? Yeah, they just put out a random picture first. It was out there 2 days after the murders. There was one still frame. And isn't that just obvious? Like, okay, so if you were somebody out there and you killed somebody, and then there's a picture of you earlier in the day in a park, and you ran into 3 people that you thought, man, they surely might be able to identify me because I work at a pharmacy. And then an image comes out. When you go, God, I need to get a hold of them because before, to sort of get ahead of this. And then he was shocked out of his mind where for 5 years, nobody else came to his door yet again. I mean, I guarantee you, he had that feeling like, what the hell? Every time I see that, that's me. But nobody says. No, he called the tip line at the same, like right around the same date, 2 days after. Remember, I think that one document we just read. Where the hell is that thing? Let's see if I can pull that thing up again. That was awesome. The other day, what we were doing. Let me see if I can find that. Gonna need some more energy juice, though, you guys. No, not the 28. Not the 27. Delphi, maybe get in there. Objection file. Yeah, that's the one right there. Awesome. This is the reply here to that wacky Frank's hearing document. Discovered video approximately 43 seconds in length, captured at 2:13 p.m. on February 13th. Through the investigation, there were interviews done with 3 of the 4 girls, because one of them didn't see him. The 3 girls identified as Israeli, they go through and identify them all. Said he was kind of creepy, like blue jeans and like a really blue jacket. His hair was gray, maybe a little brown. That totally matches what his hair looks like. Show his face. Where's that part where... There it is. Let's see. That was done by Richard Allen, 2000 by Indiana Conservation Officer Dan Doolin. Is this... Yeah, that looks like... Let me see if Doolin... Okay, right there. On September 21st, 2022, Detective Liggett was provided a tip narrative. So what's crazy here is September 21st, 2022, Detective Liggett was provided a tip narrative from Orion to review, okay? But that is, they still had a week to go on the Wabash River search. I mean, this is right in the middle of searching the Wabash River, where Doug Carter flew over. I guarantee, I'll be shocked out of my mind if Keegan Kline in some way isn't connected to Richard Allen. The narrative was as follows. Mr. Allen was on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. He parked at the old Farm Bureau building, which was actually the old CPS building, because the Farm Bureau building is 8 miles away and it's nowhere near the Freedom Bridge. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females. He noted one was taller and had brown or black hair. He did not remember the description, nor did he speak with them. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. He did not see anybody, although stated he was watching a stock ticker on his phone. He stated there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead. That would have been... So when there wouldn't have been any cars parked at the trailhead when he walked by it. He stated there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead, however did not pay attention to them. He did not take any photos or video. His cell phone did not list an IMEI. Through the statement of Mr. Allen, he admits that on February 13, 2017, he parked his vehicle at the old Farm Bureau building from 1:30 to 3:30 and was on the trails that time. There's no old Farm Bureau building anywhere close to the trails or bridges. Detective Liggett believes he's referring to the old Child Service building. Of course he is. There isn't any other buildings there. In 2017, Richard Allen owned a 2016 black Ford Focus. I want to know when this interview was done. It says it somewhere. See, Betsy Blair is the name, Sue here. That's right. They actually have exact times in this one. So that's it. There's no more Doolins. I thought somewhere in here it said when he actually interviewed him. Like February 15th or something like that. No, don't see it. On the actual date of the... Yeah, there's no official date on that. I have a feeling it's after the image was released of him, though. He wouldn't have came forward if he thought he wasn't on camera. There's no way in hell he would have called them. He sure would have, Gray. I wonder why no documents refer to that. I thought I read it in this somewhere, though. Maybe not. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you for being here. Crazy times, crazy times. Great news on Charlotte Sena, to have her found in some psycho's house, alive. So thank you to Danielle, Ashley Hansen, WNC Granny, Ali79, Eugenie, Jeannie Gayagoy, K-Me, Charlotte, Denny, Love the Sun 100, JT with a cat eye donation, Traveling Teresa, Sunny's Wheelhouse, Cindy Leon, Bama Budgets, Jess Ellie, Callie Gal 3, Vanessa London, Tamster, RF, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, Tamster, Axian, CR, Katie Lynn, CJ, Gummo, Mary Buchanan, Georgina Stoliker, Lisa Valenzuela, CR, Mama for Coffee, M10, May, Kitty Chronister, Craig, Amber Maiden, Traveling Teresa, Tamster, CC, Mama 457 Rose, Mary Buchanan. So I'll tell you what, for anybody that stayed around, I'm going to buy 5 channel memberships. Alright, so here we go. Membership gifting, and boom! Who are the lucky son of a guns who get to listen to the cantankerous Grant Hughes on a daily basis? Alright, there we go. Oh man, I didn't mean to do 5. I didn't mean to do 5, everybody. I went to just do 1. Could you pay me back for the other 4? You know, somebody actually sent me something today, and that's sort of like this known scam that people do. They send 300 in. They send a huge amount of money in, and then what they do is they say that, well, could you just send me back the 70%? But they get their money back anyways, and there's no way for me to know that they got theirs. So in reality, I lose like way more. So they profit the other 200 or something. So somebody sent me that. Pretty crazy. I don't know if that's what happened, but definitely I can see that. It's pretty good because I mean, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I'll send you back your 210, and then they get their 300 back behind the scenes, and here I am sending back the 210 also. So then they end up with 510. You get it? Well, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoy the memberships. Thank you all for being here. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Great news for once in the true crime world. And, you know, obviously there's another press conference tomorrow. Is that right? I mean, I think it's interesting that we were sitting here. It's probably going to be a much more detailed one, I would imagine. And if there's another one, well, I'll just get the replay of it if it's too early. I'm not going to get up at 7 in the morning. But aren't you glad that I didn't believe what was being said, that it's tomorrow, and just waited those other 5 or 10 minutes, and there it came. The actual press conference. That's why I don't trust everything that's said in the chat all the time. You ever notice that? People saying this and that and the other thing, and it's not correct. So, thank you guys very much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys' support and supporting my channel and allowing me to, you know, make an income on here. Plus, if you're new here, we've actually funded. We're on case number 14 in the DNA world of identifying Jane and John Does. The most recent one is pretty gruesome. There was just some human flesh found in a sewer system, and we're actually going to identify who that was, and maybe that'll lead to whatever the hell happened. Then there's a really old one from 1932 that is in the works currently as well. Trying a new method on that one. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. That screen's too far over there. I think I need to move, like this one needs to be over here, like the other night. I think I figured that out. It should be right over here, right? Like, hey guys, and now I can read the chat. This other screen over here I could probably just use for something else. But yes, be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Great news for once. Even Karen K could be happy about that one. Or is it Karen H? Whatever her name is.
That is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie
I think it was Karen H.
detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher.
Yeah, that's what I
Try and
thought.
play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grail's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya.
I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to fulfill a pender.
Yeah, so
I think you're like Old MacDonald or something?
Yeah, something like that. Interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I'm your objective and injector. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to reveal true offender.
Hey, that's pretty good. Mary Lou, that's pretty damn good. All right. But nobody wanted to hear a damn thing from you at the end of the show.
What do you think, Gray? That isn't very nice. I was here the whole night. I've been waiting to sing songs.
Yeah, but they weren't waiting for you to sing songs, right, everybody?
I think some of them do, right, Paulette? You wanted to hear me sing, right, Paulette? What about you, Bridget? Hey, Nine Squirrel, did you want me to sing, girl?
Are you going to cry, Mary Lou?
I am gonna cry, Gray. You are very nice to me. These people love me.
God, are you okay, Mary Lou? You sound ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks, Greg.
Wow. Did you see how quickly she look what you made Terry Ann say. She typed in good grief, Mary Lou.
Well, she isn't very nice to me.
What? She typed in good grief. That's something my mom would have typed in, right? Like, she was like, good grief, because it was like, you're out of control, you know?
Well, that's what I felt like, Greg.
But how come right after I said, are you okay, your voice sounded totally normal again, as if you had never been crying? Normally people flow out of a cry with a little residual sound. You just jumped right into normal sounding.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think I just have sort of like a really quick change of emotion sometimes.
That's what sociopaths have.
Oh, okay. Well, good night, everybody.
Mary Lou has just been diagnosed as a sociopath. Don't you think, everybody? All right. We'll have to work on that one. We'll see you guys later. And be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Jay.
Oh, boy. It's not working, Mary Lou.
What do you mean, Gray?
Okay, maybe a little, maybe a little. All right, see ya. See ya.